Where everybody got to hate on the Bengals.
Nacho.
It's that jungle fever, baby. Yeah, it's that jungle fever, baby. Yeah, it's that jungle fever, baby. Yeah. Yeah, baby. Yeah.
Fourth and one in the clutch. We don't give a what. Punch it in through the gut. Mixing on the rush. It's that bingo talk. Facts. In the jungle with racks. It's that jungle fever. Make them all believe us. Now they think we crazy. Cause it's who they baby.
Welcome everybody to the Junk Fear Podcast. I hope everybody's having a wonderful night. Everybody viewing, I hope you all are tuning in. We have a special guest and hopefully someone joining Rax soon, eventually. Rax, kick it off, man.
What's going on, everybody? As y'all know, this is the Jungle Fever Podcast, and make sure y'all subscribe, like, and share. And we got some special
and comment
guests
down below.
Yeah, make sure y'all comments. We answer those. We put them up there. Any of the questions y'all want answered that we can possibly answer ourselves, throw them up there. We give them our best shot, and let's go ahead and get this video kicked off, man. We in the Super Bowl, y'all. It's so unreal to me, man. Every time I think about it, because it's been a long time coming, and like I said before, we've been through the ups and the downs, the Jeff Blakes, the Kitnas, the Palmers, the Andy Daltons. We've been through it all. Fitzpatrick, all of it. We've been through it all, and we finally got to this point, and I'm happy for us. And it's been a lot of hate, but we're gonna save that for later. For my guests come, we're gonna start off with these matchups. So my matchup of the night is I want to talk about the Jalen Ramsey and the Chase matchup. I feel like I want to give the advantage to Jalen Ramsey, but I really like Jalen Ramsey. I mean, but just not Sunday. Chase footwork is just so amazing, and I feel like that's going to be the key. I wish I had some videos to put up for y'all, but I ain't prepared for that today. Vince, what you feel about the matchup? What you think? I give Chase the advantage.
I agree, honestly. At least if they do play Jalen Ramsey one-on-one Chase, I think if they're going to expect Jalen Ramsey to follow Jamar Chase on an island, I don't think it's going to fate well for them. You saw what Jalen Ramsey did on the island versus Mike Evans in the divisional round. Mike Evans torched him over the top, or Tom Brady's last touchdown of his career. I've seen a lot of arguments saying, "Oh, he wasn't getting that much beforehand and all that." If you take that away, then there's this. Enough of the what if situation. What happened is that he gave up that go route. So to me, if you're covering Jamar one-on-one like that, without safety help over the top or any like disguised coverages, I don't think it's going to end well for Jalen Ramsey. However, if you do that, it's going to make it a lot harder on Jamar Chase. But that's when it opens it up for T. Higgins and these other guys who are 6'4" and 6'3", who go tower over these 5'9" guys. And with a guy like T. Higgins with strong hands and going against the 5'9" corner or whatever, I don't think that's going to fare well. But anyway, I'm going to pass it off to our guest, Almighty. You want to introduce yourself first before you go on and take your go and get your take going on, man.
What it do, baby? What's happening, y'all? How y'all doing out there, man? Thanks, Rax, for having me on. Thanks, Vince, for inviting me, man. My name is Almighty Almac on Twitter, Almighty_Almac, aka easier to remember. Go for it.
I'll make sure I get that put in the description for you too, Mac.
Oh yeah, for sure. I'll do that. But just to keep it easy, you call me A-Mac. That's what all my homies call me. So A-Mac it is. The next game is my Super Bowl, Mac. You know what I mean? So that's where that came from. Oh, as far as this matchup itself, we spoke a bit about it beforehand, but I said I feel like if a lot of people will Ramsey say Ramsey's a great corner, and he is. I don't deny that. And Chase is a great receiver. You can't deny that. That's undeniable as well. And I feel like when two talents like this are really matched up well, it favors the offense purely because the game favors the offense. You know what I mean? Like he knows where the ball's going to be thrown. He knows the plan. He knows the route that's running. And when you got two guys this good, where it comes down to split decisions like that, and it's just whoever has to think more, is probably the one that's going to lose. So that's why the defense is always at a disadvantage. On top of that, the chemistry that he has with Joe Burrow. So even if you initially lock up Chase, if Burrow gets a little bit of time or extends the play, they're like they got like a psychic link, man. We saw that in that 49ers game, that touchdown pass in the back of the end zone there. That's just like who like that you can't account for that. You can play perfect defense and it won't matter because they just know each other. So but yeah, so that's what I think. I don't think it's a slight towards Ramsey at all or anything like that. Or no slight towards his skill level or anything like that. I think he's like I said, he's elite. I think I ain't saying it's gonna be easy for Chase. No, neither one of them is gonna have an easy time this game. Whoever, they both of them better pack a lunch. That's all I'm gonna say. But
I,
I think it favors Chase a little bit.
I mean, I
Yep.
completely understand, man. I'm just gonna add to it a little bit. I just don't feel like he's gonna have Ramsey's gonna have to be a lot more patient in this game. He can't do all that jumping routes and all of that. Just because the footwork is so manipulative. It's crazy. It's crazy, man. I'm telling you, I watched it and I watched it. So just to finish that off before we move to the next matchup, yeah, I think Ramsey's gonna have to be patient if he wants to really deal with Chase one on one. But I don't think nobody wants to deal with Chase one on one, like you said. So before we get to the next matchup, guys, this is Phil, super fan. Can y'all hear him?
Who they? You hear me?
Who they?
Who they?
Yeah,
You're,
we got
you're,
you,
a little,
Phil.
you're a
We
little
got
low
you,
on the
sir.
mic, but we can hear you, man.
Yes, sir.
Yeah,
Let me
yeah.
get it. Can you hear me now?
Oh
yeah,
yeah.
that's better.
Okay, we good. So
Oh.
can I say something real quick?
Go ahead.
'Cause I don't know if y'all. I just seem like y'all was talking about the one-on-one with Jalen and
Chase.
and Jamar, right?
Yeah.
Jalen Ramsey questionable too for the Super Bowl.
Is he?
Yeah, he questionable.
Oh yeah, I think I know what you're talking about. I think I saw that, but
Yeah.
I wouldn't count on it because I mean we have 2 weeks to prepare for this, so I'm not
Yeah.
gonna
That's
really
game
worry about
script
anything
shit.
until like I'm not really gonna worry about anything until like Thursday, Friday. I'd say.
Yeah, but if you really gonna single cover him and play cover one that whole game, this matchup won't be close. I'm trying to be honest. You know what I mean? I don't want to be
So,
cocky,
yeah, nah. For I
but
get you.
like this ain't gonna be close, man. Because at the beginning of the season when we play Baltimore, Marlon Humphrey's supposed to be the best cover corner in the game, one-on-one man cover. And that was his first game.
So,
against,
do you think Marlon Humphrey better than Ramsey?
if they, I'm talking about what PFF saying. They
Okay.
saying that man
Okay.
one-on-one the best,
Okay.
right?
Yeah. Okay.
Jamar put 200 on him.
We did.
6 catches,
Hey,
201.
Can you get some of that from me?
You get what I'm saying?
Knock on the door.
So at the end of the day, I'm not saying that he better than Jalen Ramsey and all like that, but I'm saying like if you're looking at what PFF saying, and if you talk about man coverage, I would be smart if I was saying if I was LA, I would double Jamar Chase.
Yeah, definitely double him if you ain't gonna be 100%.
Yeah, so that's how I'm saying.
Yeah, I want to also jump in when I'm listening to some of these spaces with Zim and Almighty, who's been speaking in a few of them along with me.
You hear him?
I've also heard some Rams fans suggest the idea, maybe put Jalen Ramsey on T Higgins and then let the other guys double Jamar Chase, but I don't know if that'll favor out too much. Well, I mean, to me, that just opens it up even more for Boyd.
Yeah, that's
It's still gonna be too easy, and I don't like the matchup with Jalen on T. That's an advantage for T.
Yeah, I think these
50-50 balls is
Jalen Ramsey. He about what 6'1", 6'2", something like that.
I think
Yeah.
so.
And
T
I would
Higgins is
say
6'4".
Yeah,
he
T.
wins
Higgins
off
is a big
of-
boy. Yeah,
He
T.
wins
Higgins-
off of physicality though. That's the thing about Jalen. It can get him in trouble, but it can also make it tough on the on the. It depends on the it's in the refs' hands at that point. You know what I mean? So like you're throwing these high point balls. I would say like one of the things like he can catch him, but he isn't like the most of sure-handed catchers either. So like but we've seen him moss, two people in one hand, but we've also seen him, kind of drop some pretty significant like passes that he should have had, So that's the thing about T is like, he's don't get me wrong, he would be a number one on a lot of teams, but going up against somebody whose skill set is specifically like Ramsey's, whereas he's really a catch point contender, he's really
Right.
physical.
I get what you're saying. So it's a better matchup for Chase because Chase like that physical. He's a physical receiver.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Vince, what's your matchup?
For me, a matchup I'm really looking forward to seeing. I talked about it earlier. I'm looking forward to T. Higgins versus the cornerback too. You look at these other cornerbacks and stuff, and what they have, what they bring to the table, and how they match up on T. Higgins. It's not very pretty. Williams has had a pretty decent season as cornerback too. I'm not saying he's a bad player because he's definitely got some potential. He's good, but when you compare the physicality traits, T. Higgins, we know he has elite hands, right? Like we all understand T. Higgins' hands are incredible. Like you saw it even against even in the second Ravens game, even though it was completely a practice squad, to go up like that over two guys and catch the ball somehow and bring it down with full control. That is insane. That is insane. Not many other people in the NFL, and for that matter in history, can do that really. So, and at 6'4", you're going against these other cornerbacks that line up at 5'9", and T. Higgins is almost 20, 30 pounds heavier. It's not gonna be fun for them to go against T. Higgins, and that's something that I'm looking to exploit too. I wouldn't be surprised if T. Higgins had 150 yards and 2 touchdowns in the Super Bowl.
That sounds like a Super Bowl MVP right there.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and to speak about and to speak on the add on to it, he was feeling himself that day when he jumped up with those two guys. He was definitely feeling himself that day, man. I watched that over and over. I'm like, bro, he was just feeling himself.
It's hard not to against that level of competition.
You're not lying.
Yeah, you're right. It was the backups of the backups. But
but hold on, they Jimmy Smith and them boys was playing though. I was at that game.
Oh yeah, they quarterback. Yeah,
the second one.
Yeah, Jimmy Smith was in that game. He was playing.
Yeah,
and they
that is true.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, so at the end of the day, like, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, but we know, like, we beat them with their defense and without.
Yeah,
so, like, I ain't tripping. I don't care. Like, it looked the same to me.
Yeah.
Wink Martindale ain't there no more. So
practice squad actually put up a better fight than the
actually
first team did, which is crazy.
Yeah. That was crazy. Damn, I didn't even think of that. That was crazy. Okay. All right, Money Mac, what you got for us?
A matchup that was brought up to me that actually is one that I didn't think of at all, simply because it gets forgotten a lot. In a game where I think is going to be a grinded out game, I don't think it's going to be like a high scoring affair. I think it's going to be like a defensive minded game. So the punting units, special teams and the punting units, they brought up to me that they punter is like the best punter in the league. And I looked at it and I'm like, oh man, I didn't know like he can like really flip that field position. And when you gotta start your drive, like if they get to like the 30, he was like, if you get to the 30, you're probably gonna start if we get to the 30 and you stop us, you're probably gonna start your drive at the 10. I was like, damn. Like, and given the fact that Huber hasn't had his, I mean, he's old now, like, but he hasn't been having the greatest performances, especially in these last few playoff games. Like that could be a huge factor in the game where like you're gonna have to scrap for every point. And that's one of the things that I think is one that we got to be on the lookout for, because that guy he's number one in the, like, he's ranked number one, the number all pro punter, I want to say. Yeah, so like, yeah, that's a weapon that a lot of people don't think about. But like starting off at your 10 when you got a problem on your offensive line, that can severely limit how many times you can actually, like, I had issues with Zach running it on first down all 80% of the time last game. But if you're starting off at your 10,
you too?
5 or stuff like that, like, man, you basically it might have to be like that, and limits what you can even look at in your playbook on first down. So that's one of those X factor things that was spoke about that I was awakened to this past week.
What you think about that punting situation?
Yeah, like I said, to go off of what he said, us being indoor could help. You know what I mean? Like, you ain't got no wind, no elements. You know what I mean? So at the end of the day,
are you saying that can help? Help out Huber?
Yeah, you know what I mean. So like, it's pretty even on the low. You know what I mean?
I don't know about even indoors. Like, Huber hasn't performed his best, but if you got a guy like that other guy, indoors helps him too. You know what I'm saying?
I don't even think it's a complete dome though. I'm pretty sure like on the sides it's kind
of. You think they have it open though?
I think I think it was the first. I think it was the opening weekend. They delayed the game because the rain was like coming in through the sides and stuff.
It's a canopy, isn't it? It is.
Yeah, that's what it is. Yep. You got it.
A canopy. Yeah, I feel it though. That's a perfect name for it. That's great. But my thoughts on that punt situation is, I mean, Huber have his moments. Like you said, it's not even like that. He's not going to put you down in them situations every consistently. But I remember times he's dropped people in the one, dropped
Yeah,
people at the three. You
yeah,
Right.
know,
yeah. Right.
it's not
Historically, he's been.
consistently.
Yeah, no,
You
yeah.
know,
Historically, he's been decent, but I'm just saying in this last, not even just the playoff runs, even in some of the games before that, he hasn't had his best showings. You might get like
right,
a 40-yard punt out of him, and you got to be
right,
like, okay,
right.
you're dope. You know what I mean? Like,
Let me say something real quick about that though. See, but the last little few games, he really ain't had to punt. He ain't had to punt against Baltimore, and then against Kansas City, they was scoring so much he really ain't been out there. You get what I'm saying? So like at the end of the day, like
uh, in our
what?
first, in the first quarter, we kind of we got stalled out a few times there.
Hmm.
He had to play, and it was one. It was they
No,
went at it like.
I'm talking about the regular season games. So and that's what
Oh,
I'm
okay,
saying.
yeah,
You
yeah,
get what I'm
yeah,
saying? So
yeah.
against Baltimore, he
Talking
really
about
had to punt.
towards the
Yes. So
end of
he
the
he
season. I got you.
he could just be off a little bit, but like
Yeah, but yeah, more specifically, like during the playoffs, we haven't been the most efficient on offense in the playoffs, and
yeah,
when he's out there, like he's had okay punts and he's had some meh punts. It's been a while since he's had like that was
yeah, yeah,
a
yeah.
nice
Yes,
one. You know what I mean? So
understood, understood.
and they get that a little bit more consistently. So that's all I was saying. Just
Yeah.
those
Not,
little, it's the little things when you start playing against competition at this level. It's the little
yeah,
splitting hairs that can
Yeah,
be
you're
the,
right. The little
yeah,
things.
that's
so
true.
Yeah, for sure. Another matchup I would like to bring up. I would like to hear you guys' opinion on it. I really want to understand what I don't think we've really talked about that right side of the Rams O line that much. I feel like something we could talk about that could be interesting is if Cam Sample plays. How's Hubbard and Sample going to match up on that right side? Could we deliver a lot of pressure from that right side? Is that something that we're undervaluing or like
That's
overlooking?
that's our best. That's our best part to get Hubbard. The side Hubbard on is our best part to get pressure. I mean, because I don't see Trey beating Big with every that much. Like we talked earlier before the show, he ain't 100%, and hopefully over these 2 weeks he can get better. I just don't. Man, look, Henderson gets what a damn near a sack fumble every game. I see him getting his rocks, but I just don't see it like him destroying the game.
Almighty, you can go, man.
yeah. I'm not sure. Son been silent the whole time. When talking. I'm not sure. The right side of the line, we'll see. I know Hubbard he isn't known for his like getting a great pass rush, but at the same
Yeah,
Right.
time, I really wish Trey could like play like they could move him around like some of the other linemen do. But I mean, I understand when if that's his strength, play him at his strongest place. But um, I wish we could move him over there to take advantage of that and like but. We'll see. Hubbard, the thing is he has a motor. He might not get there right away, but you got to know it's like an impending doom with him. He just has an unstoppable motor. Even if he doesn't
Yeah,
get you in the first little whatever in his first attempt, you know what I mean. That's why that's the thing that mirrors the two. They both have great motors. Hendrickson might win a little bit more, but Hubbard, like even if he don't get you right away, he will chase you down however far you think you're finna get away with it. So that's one thing about Hubbard that I like. It's just he's there for run stop, run defense, like more than anything. But he
Right.
can get his stuff off. Um, and like Sample, we'll see. He's a rookie. Like he's had some plays. He's just been one of those middle there. I'll tell you what though, I miss
So
Osai. I
yeah,
wanted to see
definitely,
Osai. That's if
definitely
he
miss
was over
Osai.
there.
We
I'd love to see what that man did
I
in this
think
season.
I think collectively we could get to the quarterback. You know what I mean? If they kind of mix it up a little bit, because I see that now in the playoffs for some reason. I mean, it's working, but they've been sending three. You know what I mean?
don't do that.
Yeah,
Just
they
well, no,
Don't do
that
that
was
this
just
game.
against Patrick Mahomes because
Yeah.
no, they was doing that
he
against
was.
Tennessee also. That's what I'm saying. Like they was playing
Oh
zone a
yeah,
lot.
yeah.
yeah,
No, no,
but
no,
No,
no.
no,
I'm not
think
saying they weren't doing it at all. I'm talking about the elevated amount of it you saw was because of
Yeah, they did
Patrick
a little
Mahomes
bit
getting
more.
those.
yeah,
Yeah,
that's why I say like they
but they don't
was
need to do it at all in
not.
this game
They was. I mean, if it's working, like
because
like
they just gonna run on you down.
yeah, but I'm saying like
yeah,
but they were sending three and sending four, but like this game, but the Bengals really don't blitz like that. They only blitz 11% of the time this year. You know what I mean? So they've been
Yeah.
blitzing a little bit more in the playoffs. But I'm saying, like, in this game, I think they need to blitz a little bit more because Matthew Stafford, he gonna make a mistake. You know what I mean? He gonna give you about
Nah,
one,
you
possibly
facts.
two. You
Them
know what I mean? This
facts.
what people not realizing. They don't really want to get a Bengals a shot in this game. And Matthew Stafford, this is his first Super Bowl also. You know what I mean? So he got jitters and all that. You know what I mean? So at the end of the day, I believe we should.
I think we bring out the real Matthew Stafford in this game.
I hope so. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
Here's the
it's good.
I
Oh,
think
sorry, my bad.
what I was gonna say about the blitz. They like to send Mike Hilton off the edge for the blitz. It's really the reason why we got him is because he's such a good blitz from the slot corner position. And the thing is, he's gonna be guarding Cooper Cup a lot of time. So you got to be real careful and selective about when you send that Mike Hilton blitz that you're gonna
That's why
send
they should
because you got
blanket.
Cooper Cup.
That's why I'm saying, like, with Cooper Cup, that's why I've always said, I was talking to my boy the other day, you need to blanket the coverage to Cooper Cup the whole game.
Yeah.
Like, do not allow him to be single covered not once. You
Yeah.
have seen this man
I agree.
drop about 160, 170, 188. Like, we can't allow that.
No, I
We
agree.
have to blanket cover that guy.
For
I-
sure. For sure.
we just got to come up with some type of. I just hope that over these 2 weeks they come up with some type of different scheme, or if they were saving something that they ain't show us all year.
That's a possibility.
You know what I'm saying? Because just us looking at our last defensive play out of the last game, it was wonderful. Especially in the second half, the adjustments is great. I worry about Cooper Cup. I do, man. I mean,
if a Woozier on his stuff, man.
Smart man.
We really got.
Well, Uzi is probably going to be on OBJ for the most part because OBJ plays outside and oftentimes on the same side that Uzi plays on.
So I thought so Mike Hilton going to be on.
Hilton's
Cooper
going to be
Cup.
Hilton plays the slot and he'll
right.
likely be on Cup.
So
Okay.
Yeah.
between Cup or Eli, I mean not Cup, but Uzi or Eli Apple.
Okay.
Eli Apple.
Yeah.
I mean, but I want to talk about a matchup that I don't know if y'all talked about it before I got here, that nobody really talking about.
Go ahead.
To me, and that's Zach Taylor versus. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I like that.
Versus coach. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
Sean McVay, at the end of the day, I think he's an amazing play caller.
Nah,
I'm not gonna say coach. He's a good coach. I think he's a better play caller than he is coach. And I think Zach Taylor is a better coach than he is play caller. You get what I'm saying? Because he know how to
I
rally.
100% agree with you on that.
You know what I mean? He know how to rally.
Never
the
thought of
guys
it
up.
that way, but yeah, I can't argue with that.
But at the end of the day, I just hope that Zach Taylor with this play calling, I hope this is his best game he's ever coached. Because if not,
he will get out coached.
Yeah, we could be in trouble, man. That's the
Yeah,
matchup.
I mean-
that's the matchup I'm really looking at. What y'all think about that?
I honestly agree with that. I think that Zach definitely has to call his best game, but I think something that could definitely value it is with Sean McVay, with his time with Sean McVay as the quarterbacks coach. I feel like he knows what kind of schemes McVay wants to run on offense. He knows what kind of routes he wants to get Cooper Cup and Odell and all that. He knows what kind of runs they want. He knows they want to pass way more than run. Of course, we're both very similar in the way that we both want to pass more than run. But to me, when I'm looking at that, it's hard to say that. It's hard to think that Zach Taylor wouldn't sit down and have a few meetings with Lou Anarumo about what McVay likes to do and maybe incorporate that into the game plan. And I think with Lou, I think like Lou calls defensive plays better than Zach calls offensive plays. Lou Anarumo, this ability to adjust at the halftime. Honestly, I think he's better as a defense coordinator than Mike Zimmer was for us, mainly because of the ability to adjust at the half and change some things up and bring some new challenges for the offenses. So, I mean, when we go back to that Chiefs game and getting pressure, I think that when we're rushing 3 and 4, I think that really shows to the capability of our secondary and the linebackers and their ability to just cover guys out and just blanket it and make Patrick Mahomes go run in a panic and go circle until he's ultimately sacked by Hendrickson or Hubbard. And I think that's a big part of it, is Zach Taylor talking to Lou Anarumo about making those defensive adjustments and game planning around it.
Right. I definitely understand that. And to add to it is, I think Zach is a great game planner. But he's not the greatest play caller, like you guys already said. And I think that the matchup McVay and him, I'm gonna give it to McVay, man. I mean, his play calling and his scheming is just off the chain. You would have hoped that Zach picked up some more of that before he came. What you think about that, Money Mac?
I like that. I was I'm sitting here, I'm thinking to myself because we were talking about like Lou, like having great calls and all that stuff, and I'm like, yeah, he has great calls in coaching, but to me, being a great coach is like being able to adjust your scheme to the talent that you have. And let's not forget that this defense is almost $250 million defense. Like so, that's one thing. Like he has the resources to execute his vision now, and so it's working out well. And I won't take that from him. He's played, it is what it is. But let's not forget that he is resource like rich over there as far as like how much was spent over there. And while Taylor is working with a major deficiency on his offensive line, which handicaps who knows what percentage. Like we will never know until like he writes a book about it, about how much he was handicapped. But I know that with my own eyes, I know our red zone inefficiency problems can be directly tied to the fact that we can't execute on the offensive line. Like sometimes when it comes to coaching, like especially when you're familiar with each other's system, it's about what I'm gonna do, I know what you're gonna do. How can you stop it? Who's going to execute better? Who has the better talent at the necessary positions for this play to work? You know what I mean? And so that's why it's tougher for me to just say like I like what Phil said earlier. Where I feel like one coach is a better coach, better coach at galvanizing his men and things like that beyond just the X's and O's, and one guy's better at the X's and O's, and it's just we both know what we're going to do. Who's going to be able to execute better? So it like if anybody wants to give, like, obviously this is McVay's second time there, so like you give it to him because he got the experience and the track record of success over Taylor. But at the same time, I don't think there's been a time where McVay's been resource deficient since he's had the job. You know what I mean? I feel like they've given him everything they could ever since when they moved, because he got there when they moved to LA. Wasn't it the first year that they moved, or was it the year before? No.
Who?
Yeah,
No, he got there the year. No, he got there the year after they moved to LA.
Yeah,
After they
yeah.
moved, because it was still Fisher. Fisher was still
it was
there, right?
Fisher for a
Yeah.
year, and then they fired him and got McVay.
Yeah, and got McVay. McVay's never wanted for, because ever since they've been in LA, they've been all in. They get you whatever the fuck you. My bad.
You good.
We're good.
Okay.
We don't
You
have
good.
a filter on here. You good?
Okay,
Yeah, you good with no filter.
They'll give you whatever the heck you want there. So like, and I mean, look at the season. I mean, how much they've forfeited their entire future, and it worked out for them because they're in the Super Bowl. But I mean, they don't have another first round pick until what, 25?
Yeah,
27?
All
something like
the
that. So that's what I'm saying.
pressure's
Like,
on them. All
right.
the pressure's on them.
Meanwhile, Taylor came in and inherited the shell of a Marvin Lewis team who
2-14.
aging talent and like things that weren't ready for his system. And now he's finally getting the pieces that he wanted. He's getting his guys in, and now we're in the Super Bowl. So like, I'm not ready to just write off the thing as it's such a clear advantage for McVay. But
Nah,
so
I definitely believe it. I definitely understand that and believe that, man. So yeah, so we all got our matchups. Let's keep it moving. While Phil here, let's jump to the subject at hand. So we welcome all y'all new fans. We do, and we be getting a lot of new fans, and we love it. We just want the respect that we deserve because we've been here through the heartache and pain. I mean, do you understand that?
Yeah, I understand.
What you feel about that?
I don't agree with that at all.
Tell me how you feel, man.
I do not like it at all. I've been a Bengals fan since I was a child, and for people to laugh at me and ask me stupid questions like, why do I got that gear on? Why do I keep cheering for the same team that's not going to do this and do that for me? And now those same people are celebrating and enjoying this. I can't go. I just don't like that. You know what I mean? Like, I was embarrassed, you know what I mean, as a kid, because my favorite quarterback was John Kitna, and I'm liking the Gus Farats and the, you know what I mean? I'm liking those type of guys. And people laughing.
Wait, you liked Gus Farrat?
Oh yeah,
I mean, it's like you liked him. Like, tolerate him is one thing, but liked him?
I did.
I tolerate it.
I can't even lie. I really thought John Kitna was a hero. Like, I'm dead serious. Like, that was my first time seeing the Bengals have it, and they was 8-8.
But he wasn't bad because he went to Dallas and showed out.
Yeah, he wasn't bad.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. John Kitna wasn't bad.
Yeah, but
Gus Farrat?
But people laugh at me for that because I like John Kitna. You know what I mean?
Nah. He was alright to me.
Right.
He was alright.
But at the end of the day, like I said, man, like you just said, like, I just want the respect. I want people to acknowledge that people like us was right this whole time. All you had to do is just be
Just stay
patient
down.
and stay loyal. That's it. That's
You
all
know
I'm
what I'm saying?
saying.
Stay loyal. And
And for an example, right? I was just in Kroger's the other day, and anytime I see somebody, I say who they. You know what I mean? It's just I'm happy right now. Everything's just going great. And I see this lady, she got a Bengals gear head to toe. You know what I mean? And then she just like, I'm like, who they? She was just like, oh, don't say who they to me. I don't like the Bengals. I'm like, why you got that on? She was just like, right. She was just like, because everybody else got it on. I just want to be like everybody else. And like, and the crazy thing is when you go to rally houses and all this, Bengals gear sold out, and it's crazy to me because it's like people like her. You got the gear on. There's somebody actually out here that like the Bengals that can't even find the gear.
facts.
You know what
Like
I
me this
mean?
morning. Like me
Like,
going from store to store this morning
yeah,
just to
like
get this.
you see what I mean? Like I don't respect that, man. But you know, at the end of the day, like I've been begging for people to to ride with us and love us. So you
And
know,
and to add to what he's saying, yeah, it's been times I've been laughed at. You know, we talking, we talking Super Bowl,
uh,
and I'm talking about years past. We talking Super Bowl. Yeah, my team in the Super Bowl, and this and this and this. Hey, Rax, who your favorite team? The Bengals, and everybody laugh.
laughing, yeah.
I'm like, why y'all laughing? That's just my team. I'm like, that's who I rock with. Like, we gonna get there one day. Like, damn. Like,
Look
and
at
them
us now.
same people, like,
We're here
bruh,
now.
I almost shed a tear. Why?
Yeah.
Why?
What?
Why you shed a tear, bro? Because you was the same guy laughing when I told you they was my team. Now they your team too. I mean, I'm happy. Come on, but damn, give me my respect, though, bro.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? When you
Mm-hmm.
tell me you're a Bengals fan, make sure you congratulate me for staying down. I'm sorry.
That's a fact.
Yeah, for
Go ahead,
sure.
Vince.
And
What you think?
for me, I honestly I do welcome new fans, but I do agree with the sentiment that we got to respect like the older fans and all that, and we got to let people get this gear. I think the bandwagoning though, like there's a difference between gaining new fans and bandwagons, if that makes sense. Do you get what I'm saying?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I do.
Yeah, like so, like you get some guys, who like maybe have only root for college football, like LSU, and then they see those guys go over to the Bengals in the NFL, and are like, you know what, I'm gonna root for them that's my team in the NFL now because those are
Oh,
Yeah,
LSU
I
guys,
understand that.
huh?
I said I definitely understand that. I'm talking about where you from, bro? Are you from here?
oh no, he's Virginia.
No, I honestly, I've been so this is funny, but I've been a Bengals fan since I was like 4 years old,
See?
so that was 2008, and I'm in Virginia. I saw him on the team. My whole family,
And you said
are my
'08. Damn, so
yeah.
that's the year we started off 0-8. So you dedicated.
my
All right.
my whole family are Cowboys fans,
Uh,
and I saw him playing the Bengals or whatever one day, and I said, you know what? I see the stripes on them. I see the pattern, and 4-year-old me, I love the color design, so I've rocked with them ever since. So it's funny, how that came about, but that's just been my team since, and I've been rooting for them
that's what's
forever,
up.
man. So, Ocho Cinco, my favorite player of all time because of it.
Yeah.
I loved it all and stuff. I got an old thing right here from him. Hold on, let me see if I can show it off real quick. I got this. Oh, whoops! I got this a long time ago. It's I don't know if you can see it because of the blur, but I got like
Oh, yeah, I got that
yeah,
too. Yeah, I
Yeah.
had one with
yup.
Shane. I had one with Shane Graham and Carson
Yeah.
Palmer.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
I've been through thick and thick with them with all that. So, but going back on topic though with the fans and stuff, I can understand fans coming over from college, and just people who are new to the NFL, and picking the team for that. But as far as just bandwagon and stuff, coming over because their one team sucks or whatever, and then they're buying the gear and stuff. Say, oh, I don't even like this thing, like you said. I think I ain't never seen that before, because like everybody who has the gear on, they'll say they like the team or whatever, but they'll be hiding because like their bandwagon stuff. They're just gonna hop off like when the team sucks again. But
Right.
but like I've never heard of anybody rocking the gear on just because everybody else has it on, but they don't even like the team. That's crazy to
That's
me.
crazy bandwagon,
Yeah.
and that's straight like I want to wear it because everybody else wearing it. Well, most of the
That's
people
that's
wearing
the
it because
worst.
we've been wearing it for years. I mean, come on, man. What you think, Money Mac? What you got on this subject?
All right. I might diverge a little bit here.
Okay.
I love it. I love all the bandwagon fans. Bring them on. And to me, bandwagon fans. All right, hold on. So before I start, I like to whenever I have discussions, I like to set definitions. So like, because I could be talking about one thing, thinking that you guys meant a thing, and you guys could be thinking of something completely. So what does it mean to get respect as an OG fan? Like, what does that look like to you? How
Okay.
how does someone execute that?
All right. I'm trying to break it to you best way. Okay, so like let's say all right, so especially if I knew you was rocking with another team,
Yeah.
and now you want to be a Bengals fan, that's fine and dandy.
All
But
right, I'm
bro,
following.
just don't hit me up like, bro, we made it. Like, just don't hit me up like, bro, like
So don't
it's been a
celebrate.
long time coming. And I'm like, okay, it is. It's been a long time,
Oh,
but bro,
so
hold
you're
on.
just saying don't front like you've been rocking with us, like you've been
Yeah,
That's what
rocking
I'm
with us.
saying.
keep
Okay.
it real. Like, yo,
Okay.
bro,
Number
y'all
one.
Okay.
look
Yeah.
All
good. You
right.
know
All right.
what?
That's
I'm just gonna be a
different. Like
Bengals fan.
so you're just saying I hate people who front versus
Basically, okay,
show
got
me
you.
like
Right.
that's what it. Okay. All right. That's because when I'm saying like show me, I'm like, what is there
Hey,
some like dues that need to be paid to OG fans? I don't know what that looks
now
like.
let me
That's
let me
what.
let me say something real quick. See, my thing is right now, I just hate that Bengal fans are insecure right now. Everybody got to prove they fandom. That's what I don't like. Do you get what I'm saying?
Ooh, I like
First
that.
of all, don't nobody we grown men in here. You ain't got
Right,
to
right,
prove
right.
nothing to nobody. You
And that's
want
what
to
I'm
Okay.
saying.
like?
That's what
Yeah,
see. That's what made me
I know
mad
what
though.
I know. I'm confident in my. I know what I've been
Yeah.
through and what
See,
I
We'll
watched.
see. We'll see,
And
Money
being in
Mac.
that stadium in 2015, I know what I saw. You know, I know when Corey Dillon played his last game here, the first game I ever went to, and threw
Yep.
his helmet at the
Yeah.
damn thing. Yeah,
Hey,
Yeah, through the
hey,
whole
hey,
shoulder
hey,
I know
pad.
hey.
that.
I
He
was
threw
at
the
that
whole
game. I
shoulder
was at that
pad in
game.
Jersey.
I was
Browns,
at that. That's the first
Browns,
game I ever
Bengals.
went to. Yep.
Browns, Bengals. I was at that game.
First,
We lost 14-3. If we would have won, we'd have made the playoff. I was at
first
that
game
game
I
too.
ever went to, bro.
That was
I was a
2003.
teeny bopper. I was a
Yeah.
teeny bopper.
Yeah,
But
So
Money
you
Mac.
know,
Oh yeah.
I
Money
remember.
Mac.
Personally, I remember when Cedric Benson was when I thought Cedric Benson was like best back in the league. You know, one of my favorite players.
R.I.P. man. R.I.P.
Yeah, for sure. I got a Cedric
RP. Yeah,
Benson.
Yeah.
definitely.
Definitely, I got a Cedric Benson jersey hanging up right there. It's a youth size,
Yeah.
so that's definitely hung with me for a while.
So, okay, speaking of what you said, Mac. So it's so many bandwagon fans that it overshadows the fans that been here
Yeah.
forever.
Never can.
For
It never
example,
can.
though, I
It
know we
never
grown
can.
men. I know we grown men, but like I defend our team. I
Yeah.
defend our team to the
Yeah,
fullest.
yeah, yeah,
I'll be
yeah.
ready
So
to
yeah,
so
fight.
so
for sure.
when I
I'll be ready
when
to fight.
when I be on social media and I
For
see
real.
somebody talking crazy, they
Huh.
like, bro, you a new member, you just became a fan. I'm like,
What?
he's like, all like, yeah, I've been seeing Bengal fans out of
I
nowhere.
mean,
I'm like, hold on, bro, I've
okay.
been a fan
Yeah.
forever, bro.
Hey,
And
bro.
I
I'm
understand
If
you
that's
seeing
me
you
these
too.
new fans.
if you're gonna say something like that, first of all, social media is an awful place to have a conversation, a real
Facts.
conversation.
That's a
Like
fact.
I barely ever engage in real. Like if I can't talk to you, and you can't say what you're saying to me and things like that, I'm not gonna. I don't like typing that much. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I don't even like doing it that much. I'm a
Facts.
voice to text kind of guy. I don't even. So maybe that's where I differ because I don't let that. I don't use my energy towards that. Like I'll see things, but to me, bandwagon fans are a force of nature. It comes from just like haters. When you're successful, it's going to happen. It's like the breeze. You hating the breeze, or you hate the rain, or you hate you can hate it if you want to, but it's a force of nature. It's going to happen. That's just what it is. It's the ebb and flow. It's the ocean. It's the tide rising. The tide is going to rise and
I like that.
it's going to dip.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? So like to me, it's a waste of like it's a thief of your current joy in this moment. You know what I mean? That's one thing that I was saying. Like I think I was on another podcast. I said sometimes we get so caught up in like looking outward and externally for these things, validation and happiness, that we lose the moment where we should be. Like I was reading stuff on Twitter. People were like, we just won the AFC Championship game, going to the Super Bowl. Then obviously the next day, like the whole Brian Daboll stuff happens, and Brian Flores stuff happens, and then Tom Brady retires, and da da da. And everybody's like, nobody's talking about the Bengals. Da, da, da. I'm like, bro, enjoy this moment. We're going to the Super Bowl. Like, just
Right.
live in it. Like, enjoy this moment. Let that be your happiness. They're going to steal it from you. There's going to be people who keep on they've disrespected us this entire playoff run, and we can't. It's going to keep happening. It's never going to stop. And even if we win this one, they're going to be like, well, can they do it again? And then we're gonna be like,
Man.
how are we not the favorites to win it again? And like, bro, just enjoy, because there's this respect that we're looking for. I was like looking at Chiefs fans and like looking at some of them. Man, it was crazy. Like that week that I that we were playing the Chiefs fans, and I was caught up in a Twitter bubble. I was just seeing, I'm like, yo, they don't seem happy. Like, yeah, I'm like, bro, they've had so much success in these last 5 years, and they still don't seem happy. They saying stuff like, we feel disrespect. I'm like, why y'all sound like us? What are y'all doing? Y'all disrespected. Y'all one of the
Feel
most
that.
And it's like I feel like if you allow looking for that external respect to make you lose perspective of what you have and where you are, it's the thief of joy, man.
Nah, and that's absolutely you open my eyes to a lot, man. I did peep that with those Chiefs fans. Being in the AFC that many times, them guys should just be happy, and coming from us Bengals fans, it's been a while since we've been there, so I think they got a little lost in the moment a couple years ago, So
That's what
what?
and it doesn't help because the national media is always going to find the thing to pick at you, right? The thing that is going to pick at them. Oh yeah, you've been to the AFC Championship. Well, you've only been to the Super Bowl twice, and you only won one. And is Patrick Mahomes going to be Aaron Rodgers? And like now they sitting there, they insecure because they got that fear in the back of their head. Because to be honest, their franchise was a lot like ours before this run. You know what I mean? Like this is their so they got their Joe Burrow just 5 years before us. So now that they're not seeing the Brady like success that they were hyped and believing into, which is one of the things I want people to pump the brakes on a dynasty talk. That it kind of cheapens how difficult it is to get to this point. It is
That's
very
why.
difficult and it takes such luck. Hold on one second.
Yeah,
Yeah.
That's why.
Oh, sorry. Go ahead, Phil.
Nah, I was just saying like that's why I always say it's harder to win a Super Bowl than it is an NBA title or any championship in sports. To be honest, man, because like you can have the best quarterback or you can have the best this and that, man, but that don't automatically mean you're gonna win the championship.
You can have
facts.
the
Exactly.
best team, but it's one
Yep.
and done.
Yeah,
All you
That's
it's
got,
it.
all
you
you,
don't
all you,
play a series.
Any given Sunday. That's all it is. It's any given Sunday. And
all
it
you
seems
got
like
to, all you got to do with that is look at 2018 when the final four quarterbacks playing for the Super Bowl were Tom Brady, Blake Bortles, Case Keenum, and Nick Foles. And out of all those, guess who won it? Nick
yep, Nick
Foles. So I
Foles.
mean,
Yep.
like, it's crazy,
Just like we all
So
thought.
yeah,
Right.
exactly.
Yeah,
But what really makes it for me is like before through the regular season, like when I was making my own YouTube videos, whatever, and most of my instant reactions, and like I was reacting as a fan, not like as a professional or whatever, kind of I was doing before in the off season, but as a fan, when I was reacting to these, I had a lot of up and down moments. One moment I would praise the team, I would love everything, and then the next video, when we lose badly or lose in a heartbreaking way or whatever, I'd like completely trash the coaching staff. Like 49ers game, I was really hard on Darius Phillips. I was really hard on Zach Taylor, because Zach Taylor took the ball out of Burrow's hands. Darius Phillips didn't know how to catch a punt.
And they deserve that criticism.
But I
facts.
criticize them this much because for the last 31 years, these teams that we've seen have shown they can't jump the hump. They can't win a playoff game. They can't do this, So like until I could see that happening, like I was harsh on them. I was not able to buy in and stuff. But now in the playoffs, we end the drought of 31 years. We go on the road and win our very first ever road playoff game. Then we go into the AFC Championship game. We're 2-0 in the AFC. We were 2-0 in the AFC Championship game, but they were both at home. So we go on the road in the AFC Championship game and we get it done, and we improved to 3-0 in the AFC Championship. So now that we're in the Super Bowl, I know what this team is capable of. I know we're going to get even better with all the cap space we have in the future.
Yeah.
So when I have all these years to look forward to, we can lose this and I'll still be happy with the season. I mean, it would be even better if we win. But I know what we have going forward. I know what this team is capable of. So I'm going to be a lot more confident in them. I wasn't as confident in this team beforehand, but now that I've seen the way the coaching staff works together, the way Joe Burrow throws the ball and just wills us back into these games at will, and like against all odds, like against 9 sacks, against down 18 versus Patrick Mahomes and the Chiefs, it gives you so much hope, and that's why I can now breathe, because
it gives you
I know
comfortability.
exactly. So if we take a few bad L's in the regular season, now I can say, it's okay. We'll bounce back next week. We had a few mistakes. We got to clear it up. It's not good, obviously, but we're going to get it cleaned up the next week, probably. I
got
can
a question.
confidently say that. Go right ahead, Phil.
I was going. Go ahead.
My bad. I just got a question real quick, and we got that out the way of everybody being Bengals fans for a long time. I just want to know, how did it feel when you heard those magical words that the Cincinnati Bengals is going to the Super Bowl? What did that do to y'all? Yeah, right. There you go. Yeah, you already about to answer. What did it do to you?
Go ahead, man.
Honestly, it didn't. I was excited. I was yelling as soon as Evan McPherson hit that field goal. I was running through so many doors and everything. I was like, I couldn't believe it. I was shocked. I was just like, it's happening. And then I see all the guys up there on the podium. Answering questions, holding up the Lamar Hunt Trophy and all that. Celebrating. We did this. We did it. We're gonna go to the Super Bowl now. And I look at that. And I honestly, like a little, just a tear shed from my eye a little bit, just a little bit. But you know, and just to go a little forward in time, if we do win the Super Bowl, I will be prepared to just ball it all out, But
Right.
it's just this team, man, it's special because for young fans like me who is 18, like born in the Carson Palmer, Ocho Cinco era, beginning of that, and
Yeah,
started becoming a fan at the
yeah,
end of it. I've been through like those pain, hardship. I had to deal with all the like bullshit on Twitter and like other
yeah,
fan and other in real life, people clowning me and all that, So to see the
yeah.
team
We
finally
all
break
have.
through and have that success, man, it just means so much, and it definitely it definitely goes to the heart, man.
I got a question for
And I
Matt.
tell you, oh,
Go ahead. No, go
is it all
ahead.
right if
Talk.
I?
No, go ahead. Yeah,
I
go
want
ahead
to
and
hear
talk.
yours. I
You hear
definitely,
that, and
I
then I'm
want
Oh
to
gonna
hear
ask
no.
the
yours.
question after that.
I
Go
want to hear
ahead.
yours.
Oh yeah, for sure. I wanted, I also wanted to touch back on the original topic where we talk about fans and all that stuff as well. So I'll circle back to it after your question. But to answer this one, um, it's funny because for me, I'm not a happy moment crier. You know what I'm saying? I don't cry in happy moments. I'm overjoyed, and like to be honest, the only oh, to be honest, the only time like the thing that made me almost tear up in this game is when I saw CJ come back on the field with his leg in a sling. That
Yeah,
that I was
he a
like
warrior.
that welled me up. I was
Yeah,
like, bro,
Yeah.
I
he
was
a
and
warrior.
my homie was watching with me. He ain't even like he's like just a he's not even a super football fan at all. But he was like, bro, he came back on the field. Y'all can't lose this game. Y'all
Man,
ain't gonna lose this game. From that point forward, I was like, bro, you right. But that right there, because I saw that, I said, bro, that guy and you know how much CJ means to the team. So it was
yeah.
just that was a moment. I didn't like I ain't crying nothing, but I felt it well enough. I was like, that's my guy. Like, but
Mm.
when we won, bro, I was like, I was obviously losing my voice, but I collapsed to the ground like at one point, just like out of like this like I don't know, it was feeling like this like
It
weight
was it was like
was
disbelief in a
getting
way.
right. It was
Yeah,
getting it
Yeah.
was
crazy.
getting lifted. Like it was this weight. This I didn't even feel. I collapsed to the ground. I was just like stunned. You know what I mean? Like I wasn't even like I wasn't crying. I was just like, bro, I can't. Like
It's like,
it
oh
was only
shit,
for
we can
about
breathe
5 seconds.
again.
I was like, bro, I can't believe this is happening. These AFC, the Bengals are the AFC champions. They're going to the Super Bowl. And I said,
Yeah.
I
That
like
sounds
it. I couldn't
crazy.
even like it's.
It
I
sounds
don't even. I
great.
still honestly. I still don't think. I think once I see it on the field, you know what
Facts.
I mean.
Yeah,
I
that's
just
how I
want to
feel.
see it on the
Yeah, we
field,
got to
like
see it
Yeah.
to
first.
to feel it. You know what I mean? To really feel it. But yeah, man. That's how it impacted me. What was the question that you had, Rax?
Uh, yeah. So, all right. Speaking, it kind of goes back to the like the fans things. We said they was ungrateful. So look. So say for instance, well, we will when we win the Super Bowl this year. Say for instance, we make it to the Super Bowl next year and lose. So on our third year, if we made it to the AFC Championship game and lost, what would be your feelings? Would you be upset? I mean, of course
Um,
you upset we
It
lost, but
always it depends. It depends on how it happens, man. I am happy with effort. You're welcome, kiddo. I'm
right,
happy with
right.
like effort. If our guys go out there and I see them, you know, give it all they got, and they put up a good thing and there ain't no embarrassing loss, like you know what I mean, like no, you ain't getting stomped or you ain't just like I can't ever be mad if you made it that far because again, how hard it is to make it there. You know what I
Right.
mean? Even Brady didn't win all his attempts there, so like it's just one of those things where it's like it depends on how it happens. Like there's
Feel that.
there's ways like man, it was funny. Somebody said it. It was like there's a way you can go like 11-5 and be unhappy with it if you win 11 straight and lose 5 straight. You know what I mean? Like you got an 11-5 record, and if I told you at the beginning of the season, yo, you finished 11-5, you'd be like, oh yeah, that's great. But then if at the end of that season you lost 5 straight, and you like 11 and 5, but
that's just the
you know what I'm saying?
Steelers from last year
Like
all over
I was
again.
just about
right,
to say that. Like that was Pittsburgh did something like
right.
that
Hmm.
almost.
That's actually the perfect example. So
Or
Mhm.
or you could say
it's
the Cardinals this year because
right.
Yeah, they started off
So
were
nine
like
and
like
one.
they were like 10-2 and then they went like one
Ugh.
and 3
Yeah,
or whatever
they were
one and
bad
right.
down the
4
Like
stretch.
I would,
one and
like for
4 down the
example, if I
stretch.
was Kansas City, I know I would be devastated just like they devastated. I would be looking for all kind of reasons because it just don't make no sense. How can I blow this big lead? How can I like
Yeah,
those are the heartbreakers right there? How could I if you get stomped or you blow? It's probably even worse to get like blow a huge lead. You know what I
Yeah,
mean? Like
especially if you
that
at
that's
the
just
crib too.
at the
Jesus.
crib, and you lose by whatever, you know what I mean? Like it's crazy. So like it depends on how it happens. That's what I'll say about that.
imagine what Texans fans were feeling when they went against the Chiefs a few years ago in the divisional round when they were up
Oh
24
man.
nothing. They were up 24 nothing, and they lost
Oh, better,
51 to 31. That's
Oh
gotta
yes,
Yeah, I
suck.
was about to say. Yeah, I was about to say. I think they lost by like
game.
20.
Vince.
Yeah.
Better
Oh
yet,
man, that was
the
the game where
Falcons
was that the
was
same
up
round that
28.
the Titans beat the Patriots, right?
Yeah,
On
yeah,
that on Tom
that
Brady
no,
threw a
that
pick six or something.
not the same round, but the same
Same
playoff.
playoffs
When they
though.
beat the
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, that was
Ravens, they beat the
divisional round.
Ravens.
Yeah.
But like
Yeah,
just
okay,
something like that, you blow a lead and you get blown out, like that's the worst combination.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But
I feel it. I
yeah.
feel it. Yeah, I definitely feel it because I feel the pain for the Patriots. I mean, for the Atlanta Falcons when they was in the Super Bowl with the Patriots and they blew that
now
big ass
that
lead.
right there, they've never recovered. They
Yeah,
have
so
never recovered, and it's going to
yeah,
live on in infamy forever.
I would have
And
blew.
it happened against one of the greatest quarterbacks of all time, so it's
Yeah,
always going to be baked into the tapestry of one of the greatest NFL stories ever told. So you
yeah,
can never live it down. Like somebody else has to lose like a 50-point lead for it to be forgotten.
yeah.
You
I
know
would
what I
have blew
mean?
that
Yeah.
whole team up, bro. After
I
that
want
one,
to I
Yeah,
want to
Yeah.
you gotta go.
I want
Real, you
to
gotta
jump
go.
in. I want to jump in real quick too and just hey, reminder Rams almost did the exact same thing against Tom Brady in the divisional already. All right, this year. Let's not
yeah.
forget that. They almost blew the 27-3 lead. Like that.
Hey, I got one more
So yeah.
question too. How y'all feel about this comparison to Burrow to Brady? I mean, I kind of see it. I kind of see where they're going with it. I mean, and it's kind of getting scary, just off of the strength of
How
you know,
similar it looks.
yeah. And
Yeah,
then
I'll
like
let
I
I
understand.
mean,
Brady with the
it's similar,
yeah,
like
Brady
all
and
the way
Burrow both
down.
got their first playoff wins against the Raiders,
yeah.
and then
Yeah, I'll
In the Raiders, Brady got the tuck rule, Burrow got the whistle game. Then now they first matchup in the Super Bowl, they both playing the Rams.
And
You know what I'm saying?
The Rams are favored like they were that year against the
Yeah,
Patriots.
you know what I mean.
Hmm.
Like, so it's just
yeah.
like it's kind of crazy. How do y'all feel about that? Like, do y'all think?
I'll let
And
Matt go. I'll let Matt go
they got
first.
a whole bunch of all stars too. So similar,
Yeah,
kind of similar to
yeah,
Greatest Show on Turf. Like
yep, yep.
so I mean, it's spooky. I
It is
get it.
spooky. Yeah,
I get it. Like I'm not. It isn't unwarranted. You know what I mean? The play styles, they could end up being the same way. I'm not gonna. I'm not gonna say it about Burrow. Like I believe he has the capability to be that, and probably then some if he can keep his mobility higher than Brady's was. If that can maintain and be a factor further into his career, it could be great. He's going to have a harder road than Brady did if this AFC quarterback generation lives up to what they're supposed to live up to be.
yeah.
Yeah,
Because that's a gauntlet you got to go through
That's
every year before you even get to the Super Bowl.
I
You
mean,
got to go through that, and
it,
yeah. Allen Hubbard. I mean,
yeah,
I said Hubbard.
Allen, Herbert,
Justin Herbert,
Herbert,
Pat
yeah,
Mahomes.
Mahomes,
Yeah, then
Lamar Jackson.
yeah,
You could
Lamar
argue a few
Jackson.
you could
If
argue a
Deshaun
few
Watson
people
comes back,
Yeah, right.
if
And
he
then I
comes
heard
back,
I was
you
they
could
just
say
argue a few you could argue a few people maybe coming up like some rookies, maybe Trevor Lawrence gets together, maybe
yeah.
Zach
Then
Wilson with a better supporting cast. You never know. Like
I heard Aaron Rodgers was trying to go to the Titans. You know what I mean?
I
yeah.
don't
So
think
So
I don't think he's gonna go to an
just stay
AFC
over
team.
there, bro. Stay
yeah,
in the
right.
old quarterback
Yeah,
yeah,
league. Stay over
yeah.
there.
Yeah,
it
no,
is
no,
so
for
Dang.
real.
it's even more freakier because they say a talent like Tom Brady comes every 20 years, right? Well, this is Burrow's second year
20 years.
years. So
Yep.
Burrow is on his second year, and Tom Brady retired in year 22. So Burrow came in the league in year 20. But
Came in the year. This is Burrow's second year.
Crazy, ain't it, bro?
Tom Brady retired in
It'll
2020
bruh,
be year
years.
21. It'll be year 21.
bruh, it's
But
still
it's
freaky.
basically it's still basically the same thing.
It's the year
I'll
2022. Like it's crazy, bro.
yeah,
He just
Yeah,
I'll
he retired in
piggyback
the month of February.
Man,
that's
hey,
hilarious.
hey,
man.
I'm with you. Put
Hey,
it all together, man. Like, hey, for
Yeah,
yeah,
real.
so I
I'll
really
piggy
go ahead,
I
Vince.
was gonna
No, go
answer
ahead,
that
Vince.
too. I'm gonna piggyback off that too. To me, when I look at Brady compared to Burrow, as far as attributes and like leadership and like all those stuff off the field, and just going into the games like the poise and the it factor, I compare all that to Brady. However, play style, I think is very different. They both have same accuracy. They're both very accurate arms and stuff. Not the strongest arms in the world, but when I'm looking at it, I'm mainly looking at the mobility and the way Burrow scrambles in the pocket. Because Tom Brady wasn't that much of a scrambler. He scrambled a lot in Tampa. I'll be giving him that. It's crazy that he started scrambling in his like mid 40s. That's when he started scrambling, really. But it's not the same way as Burrow does it, and the way Burrow like will hold on to the ball and will will rather take a sack than throwing it away to gamble and try and make the play. And when I look at this, don't take offense to this, but like, because like, honestly, when I'm looking at it, the play style and the way it all combos, like if you look at both their highlights, I honestly think Burrow is basically a clutch Tony Romo without the turnovers. That's literally what it looks like. Now, and then you can say that doesn't sound right, but when you look at the way Tony Romo scrambled, Tony Romo was one of the best scramblers at the quarterback position like I've ever seen. The way he just evaded pressure like it was nothing, and the way he just held onto the ball to try and make it play. Like I'm telling you, compare their highlights. It's almost the exact same. It's just less turnovers and more accuracy on Burrow's side, which is kind of scary to think about. Like if Tony Romo didn't have
higher for Burrow though, way higher.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah,
but I
he
feel
already
like
surpassed Tony Romo, to be honest.
Yeah, like when I'm looking at Tony Romo, if you take away the turnovers and all that, I honestly think they win a Super Bowl at least once. Like that's what I think of Tony Romo.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, Dez Bryant caught that ball. I mean, obviously,
I agree.
But
I mean, let's digress on that though. This ain't Cowboys talk. This is Bengals talk.
I want to close out the last conversation about fandom because there's a couple things that have been rattling around in my head about it too. I don't want to I understand, the common bond for the OG Bengal fan is the struggle and all that stuff, and there's merit and character building there and all that type of stuff too. But at the same time, I don't want to dissuade anybody from becoming a fan. Because of my envy that you didn't have to struggle. You know what I mean? It's like one of those people. I don't want to be one of those old people to be like, oh, you kids, I used to have to walk to school uphill both ways, and you got it so easy. It's like, I don't want you to have to. I hope my son never has to see a losing season, like a losing decade of Bengals football. You know what I mean? Like, I'm happy that happened. I'm okay with the new fans being spoiled with constant success. It is what it is. Sure, it's going to bring its own gripes, but it's better than the alternative. You know what I mean? So that's one thing. And on the flip side, there's a lot of people who go after fans who are scorned. You know what I mean? Or pessimistic fans or fans who have doubt. And it's like, y'all, we've had success here and we're going to, embrace this and move forward with this. But let's not act like there was no reason to be scorned by this team. You spend a whole bunch of time and money and effort into this team, and you watch them put out a product that didn't seem like they were putting out their best effort for so long. You know what I mean? Deficiencies that everybody with eyeballs could see they have, but you guys don't want to fix and coming out even just recently as a couple years ago. Oh, well, offensive linemen you can't get them at Walmart, and that's why we won't pursue them in free agency. You can't get them in Walmart, but you let Whitworth walk. You know what I mean? Who had no drop off yet? You can't get them in Walmart, but Zeitler's gone. You know what I mean? For nothing. These are the things that were baffling me. About it. There was reasons to be frustrated with this team. There was times where they fielded a subpar product and they were asking you to go forth. And then on top of fielding a subpar product, they did nothing for the fans. Like a lot of this turnaround that we got here, a lot of this fan sentiment, the success is good, yes, but at the same time, they changed their entire philosophy. They incorporated this more, became more active on social media, acknowledged super fans, acknowledged common fans, did cool things for fans, got enabled creators, like the way they revealed the jerseys. A whole bunch of people, content creators who was putting in all this effort, was seeing it rewarded, making any other regular fan say, "Oh man, they actually give a dang what we say now." You know what I mean? These are changes that they made that go unnoticed. And credit to, I think it's Elizabeth Blackburn who did a lot of that. You know what I mean? Like these are things that are there, but those scorned fans are still fans. The reason you're scorned is because you love something. You can't hate something if you didn't love it. You know what I mean? It's almost impossible to hate something if you didn't love it. You can dislike something, but hate or have pessimism or even feel like, oh, they did me wrong and da da da. That's just a fan who gave it they all one year and gave it all they could and felt like the team didn't do the same and they were heartbroken. And that's what that is. That's a heartbroken fan. And victory can fix that. Interaction can fix that. Making them feel like they're worth something can fix that. Make them feel like they matter. And that's what they're doing. So I don't want to go too hard on new fans. And I also want to see people lay off some of these scoring fans, bro. They had the reason that they're is because they had to suffer just like we did. They just didn't respond in the same way. Who knows how long they had been there or whatever they was going through. So
right. They probably I get you. They just probably wasn't outspoken like us.
Yeah,
I get you.
I just want you to be there for me regardless. Don't be there for me when I'm doing good. That's all I'm saying.
I mean, obviously loyalty is valued.
Speaking of loyalty,
value, but
Y'all ever seen that meme where it says the most loyal person is the Bengals fan?
Shit, man, I can believe it.
Uh,
Trust me.
or a
Yeah,
I
man.
lion
mean,
or a Lions fan.
oh
Yeah.
no, I
Oh
think
yeah.
I think I think Lions fans are the most loyal
Now
fans
you
in the
know what?
NFL
Nah,
though.
they're not
But
not not to switch the subject, man. But I was at that Lions Bengals game in Detroit, man, and those fans are amazing. Like it was to the point where I didn't even want to talk my stuff. You know what I mean?
Right.
Yeah.
yeah,
Because
and
You
I
can't.
and credit to the Rams fans too. Rams fans that for the most part that I've come across, they've been pretty respectful. They've been understanding of like our team's strengths. You know, they've been trying to get informed more about us. You know that's
Mhm.
I think Matt can speak to that in the spaces that we've basically heard and talked in.
Oh yeah, for
You know,
sure.
so it's good to hear good fans bases and stuff. You know, talk and be
I
respectful
would
with
have
each other.
loved to
You
hear
know.
St. Louis fans take on the whole situation.
oh,
Oh
I
my god.
I I can vouch for that right
Yeah.
there because I was just in
Mhm.
St. Louis before I was in Kansas City. I went. I
How
took
they
my
taking it?
I took my son to the Royal Rumble. I don't know if y'all know what that is, but it's
Yeah, yeah,
WWE.
yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
WWE.
Yeah. So, but it was to the point where I had to be like, Jesus, I gotta lay off Cincinnati fans now because they don't like Kansas City. Like I had my whole little crew with me. We all had our Bengals gear on. My son, his friend, everybody. Man, it was just so much Joe Burrow talk and so much who they and like it was
Oh
just
word.
man, like you would have thought you was in Cincinnati. You would have thought you was in Cincinnati.
Dang. So they ain't got no love for the Rams no more?
None. No,
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 they
no.
Damn.
they
They ain't got no love for the Rams or the Chiefs at all.
Chiefs. Wow.
yeah,
None.
and it's crazy, man, because like St. Louis, honestly, they've been done dirty a lot with their
Yeah.
teams. And moving the team to LA, and then I think that the Rams and Chargers are the dumbest teams for moving to LA from St. Louis and San Diego, but more so Chargers in my opinion, because
Yeah. I think
San Diego is a great location, but St. Louis, I mean, I do feel bad for him, and honestly, if it wasn't for me being a Bengals fan, my number one reason why I don't want the Rams to win is because of their owner. Their owner is honestly a dirtbag. I don't like the owner at all.
Hmm. For how he is, for how he did
One of the
Cincinnati.
Yeah.
main things he did that was like just completely like horrible was he just expanded his ranch in Texas a few years ago, and to do that he had to like remove a bunch of houses and all that stuff that people were living in and leasing. So he basically forced a bunch of people to move out of the houses and tore it all down, and that led to one of the owners of the land and stuff. They led to them committing suicide, which was very unfortunate and it was very sad. And to me, when I look at like stuff like that, the owner sucks, but it is a shame that they left St. Louis. I do feel bad for those fans. Maybe one day they'll return. Who knows?
Yeah. Or maybe the NFL will expand.
That's that
Okay.
too. That too. That could definitely happen
I
too.
look at things like in the future, I'm looking at the NFL to have at least 36 teams.
I can see it. Yeah, for sure. Maybe a whole new conference, not conference,
Yeah,
division.
division. Yeah, whole new division. But to keep it moving, one last subject I want to talk on before we get up out of here, guys. I don't want to hold y'all too long. We already been in here a long time. So I've been watching a lot of national media, and the main question was the last 2 days is, so who got more pressure on them, Burrow or Stafford?
Stafford easy.
Stafford,
Yeah,
100%.
easy.
I
Easy.
mean,
Because Stafford Stafford's in his 12th, 13th year in his career, right?
13.
Yeah, and I don't know why I seem like he's just so much
So
older.
and he spent all of it with the Lions. He's been held back by a horrible team for the most part. Bad management, bad front office
That's
decisions,
exactly what it is.
you
Bad
know,
management.
and just overall just not a good team. The few times he went to the playoffs, you could argue he should have won the Cowboys one because of the refs screwing them over. Maybe I don't know about it too much, but you could argue that. You can also say that just sucking for so many years. Like when Matt Stafford being the kind of outlier. Like the one bright spot in that team for a while.
Yeah,
Well,
that's
he's
true.
always been a
Speaks.
top 10 quarterback,
Oh,
top
It's
15.
yeah, oh yeah, for sure. But a lot of people didn't see that mainly because he was in Detroit. So now that he's on a new team, he's on a functional team that can at least go out and get the best team possible for him. He's had to fight like through trivia. The pressure almost got to him in the divisional round. He almost screwed that one up. The wild card game, I wouldn't say was screwed up. No, he blew him the hell out of the water. 49ers game, he was down 10. And the pressure was stacked on. I got to give him credit though. He overcame all of it so far. He's overcome all that pressure so far, and the team is now in the Super Bowl. But this is the ultimate test. And this is gonna definitely be part of defining his legacy as a quarterback in the league. So to me, when I'm looking at this game, Joe Burrow, who's in his second year, they were never expected to be here compared to a guy who's now finally free of a bad team, a bad management now, and his first year on the team hasn't made the Super Bowl. There's no way the pressure's not on Burrow more than Stafford. There's just no way.
And on top of that, you got it. Well, yeah, you like that. That's how the national narrative is going to be. We lose. Oh, y'all were too early. We didn't expect y'all to make it here anyway. Y'all did great to make it here. Da da. And not to mention, Joe Burrow got to baked in. Everybody in the world knows your offensive line sucks, and you're going against Aaron Donald. So that's just that's the matchup that literally that's the reason why a lot of the national people pick against us. And like I said, I can't be mad at it. You know what I mean? Like, because that's a valid reason. If I had Aaron Donald and we were playing against the opposing team and they had our offensive line, I would feel pretty confident too. So if Geno Atkins was in there against our offensive line, I would feel like, yes, we're confident about that. But yeah, the pressure's definitely on Matt Stafford, man. The stink of loss, man. It's the reason and Andy Dalton, won't ever be held in regard. I don't think he'll ever get the opportunity to do what Matt Stafford's doing, is to bring them to a team that's already loaded with a bunch of talent, great coach, great scheme, great everything else put in place. And I bet Andy Dalton could succeed there because that's the only time he could succeed. You know what I mean?
Yeah, well, that's the thing. He already had that, with Cincinnati. I mean, maybe not the same
2015.
management exactly, but I mean,
he didn't get into the playoffs with that team because he broke his thumb or whatever.
Yeah.
But
unfortunately,
but it was. I don't even think it was his throwing hand.
It was.
And let me add.
But it was off a pick. But
we would have won the Super Bowl that year too. I'm being honest.
I don't know about Super Bowl, but I don't know about Super Bowl, but playoff game, I'm definitely sure of that.
I don't even know about a playoff game with Andy, man.
Wait. Think about
hold on, with you, man.
Hold on. So that same game, we only lost by 2 to Pittsburgh, and we couldn't get nothing going the first 3 quarters, and then AJ McCarron scored those 2 TDs in the fourth. Andy Dalton was on fire that year. So you telling me we had a full team with Andy Dalton was an MVP candidate this year? We wasn't gonna beat Pittsburgh that year,
bro. Check. But
we wasn't gonna win the Super Bowl.
Hold on. No. Check this out. Think about how we lost.
Andy,
how we lost the Pittsburgh.
No interceptions.
Hold on, we almost beat them.
Hold up.
I think we all got to reset for a second, Matt. Go ahead.
My bad, brother. Go ahead.
What I was saying was, think about what game did he get injured in?
Pittsburgh.
It was a game against the Pittsburgh Steelers where he threw a pick and was trying to make a tackle.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I'm not going to say he would have won a game against the Steelers. He was never good against the Steelers, ever. Or in big playoff. I can't look at his playoff record all those other times and then say, yeah, he would have turned it around in the playoffs. Come on, bro. I just can't give him that.
Nah, but see, that's what I'm saying. Like you were just saying with the media, that's what everybody do to us. So we like the only team.
Exactly.
Hold on, give me 1 second. So so he couldn't just change that year. So you
right.
You
so this is exactly what I'm saying. Because of goes back to the Stafford point that was made about the pressure being on him, right? The stink of loss stays on. You lose benefit of the doubt. You lose all of that stuff when you fail to show up in big moments constantly.
Okay.
Now he showed up in 3 big moments in his playoff games so far. You know what I mean? He showed up in his games, but at the same time, there's always going to be the people who get detract to say, well, you did have Cooper Kupp and Odell Beckham Jr. and Aaron Donald and Sean McVay and blah blah blah. Yeah. And so the only way to do away with any other doubts that you can do is win the Super Bowl, right? Yeah. Because no matter a ring is a ring is a ring is a ring. You know what I mean? We get down Joe Flacco all we want, but he's a Super Bowl winning quarterback. Right. You know what I mean? So it's just one of those things where if he doesn't get this win, and now imagine they've traded, and on top of just the narrative part, the franchise pressure on you, how much they've given away to get you, what they've sacrificed to get you everything you need. We've put ourselves in a trough for the foreseeable future because you got to be the guy. You know what I mean? So if you don't win this year, it's triple the pressure next year, right? Because we got you there once, we got there once already. You know what I mean? Are we going to get there again?
Now, facts, I believe.
Yeah,
I understand what you're saying.
For us, it's
and how many more shots he got at it?
Yeah,
let's be honest.
Yeah, this may be it because that's what I'm saying. You about to start getting all these healthy quarterbacks back. You never know. Like somebody said earlier, the draft. You know what I mean? You never know who getting traded and who going where. His division already tough. You know what I mean? So
Hey,
I don't know.
don't forget for the Rams, Trey Lance is going to come in for the 49ers now. We don't even know what kind of beast he could be.
Yeah,
So that's another
that's what I'm
thing,
saying. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. The division
You
already
mean
tough.
somebody who can run read option in
With Debo Samuel in the
with Debo
backfield?
Samuel and a Kyle Shanahan like design
Mhm.
plays? Come on, bro.
Yeah, that's
That's tough.
scary. Yeah, that's
Yeah,
scary.
that
Y'all about
is
to have to,
tough.
they about to hear what they might be having to deal with they Lamar Jackson now. You
Yeah,
know what I mean?
I
So
won't even rule out the 49ers trading for Saquon Barkley, to be honest with you. If they can revive Saquon's career, oh my god.
Yeah, I mean,
That might be Super Bowl. That might be Super Bowl for him.
they almost made it this year.
yeah, I
But
mean,
yeah, for sure. But I mean, going on all that, with the pressure and on Stafford, I mean, another thing I look for too is Rams are in cap hell right now. They're about to enter cap hell with the cap space they're in. They've been in cap hell for a while now, but they've been kind of managing around it with trading and letting a few guys go that, have been on lengthy contracts, the beefy ones. But now that they have all these guys on, 1 year deals and all that, 2 year deals, like they have to re-sign some guys, extend some guys, restructure some contracts. There's a lot of financial like issues they got to resolve in the offseason. So, and what's the best way to deal with that and make everything life easier on everything? Win the Super Bowl, But that's a lot of pressure. That's a lot of pressure on not
yeah,
only the players, but just the front office and everything, and the coaching staff. If you want to get re-signed and their contracts extended and all that, you got to go out and win this game. The Bengals, they have 70, they're going to have like 50, 60 million in cash space, and they're going to have extra like 10 million when they cut Trey Waynes, possibly even an extra 7 million if they cut Trey Hopkins and upgrade that center position. So when you look at
yeah.
all that, I mean,
you gotta
there's
chill.
no like we're gonna use all that, but we're gonna use all that money to first extend Jesse Bates, get some of these guys on 1 year deals extended. I honestly think we bring back both BJ Hill and Larry Ogunjobi,
Yep.
maybe Eli Apple. You bring those
Definitely gonna
guys
bring it
back.
back Eli Apple just
You
for
bring those
safety
guys back, and
blanket.
then you also you can use the draft to add some depth, and then you mainly use the rest of that money to just spend on the offensive line. That's basically the plan right here.
Yeah.
Sleepy Lito says he needs them glasses, Mac.
Yeah,
My
them are
mother-in-law
nice,
got them
man.
for us. My mother-in-law got them for us, and I had not seen another pair until this season. I saw one other person. Like I've had these for probably about 6 years now,
Those
Oh
are
and
nice.
wow.
this season I seen one other person. I've only seen one other person with them outside me and my
They
wife.
are nice.
So,
I was
yeah.
already looking at them like, dang man, like
Yeah.
I ain't seen those.
I think one thing we can also discuss, me and Rax on the last episode, we gave our X factors and stuff. I think that's something we would definitely like to
Yeah.
discuss with you guys. We'd like to hear your guys' X factors. Phil, we haven't heard you talk in a while, so I want to hear your X factors, man.
My X factor on the offense probably gonna be Tyler Boyd.
All right. So what you think about Tyler Boyd gonna do?
I think Tyler Boyd could, if they, like we was talking about, if they match up Ramsey with Jamar Chase and Double T Higgins, then you leaving them old. You know what I mean? Well, I don't want to call him old, but he is. But like Eric Weddle and all them, you know what I mean? Like you leaving them with somebody like Tyler Boyd, and you know what I mean with hopefully CJ Uzama play. But and then on the defense, I probably would go with Eli Apple. To be honest, I believe Eli Apple could be he could be the biggest X factor, bro. To be
Okay.
honest, man, because he kind of been in all the plays to turn these games over, man, in this playoff. So
And
Hey,
he's
hey,
been
Phil,
that.
I said the exact same shit. I said Eli Apple's the X factor because they're probably going to target him the most because that's the
yeah,
weakest link on the defense. So he's going to have to make the most plays.
yeah. So yeah, I go with them too.
What you think, Mac?
X factor for me, it could be. I feel like it's two different people on offense. If he's healthy, CJ Uzama,
Yeah,
huge X factor there. Like that's like when he went out, Drew Sample just he doesn't offer the same. You know what I mean? He just it's not the same.
yeah. He a
You
beast,
felt this. You missed CJ's presence
big man.
in that Chiefs game. Like y'all got to remember, it's the one person who before Jamar Chase was here he had all the chemistry with Burrow. Like he caught Burrow's first touchdown. You know what
Yeah,
I'm saying? So
Mhm.
and it's just it's different when he's not out there, and we saw how
It
much he
is.
missed him because he can take those third down and fives or whatever. He can catch it at 3 yards and then get you those extra two or
yeah.
make a
Big
little cut
body.
or he could take a 5 yard gain and he can make a cut left or right or something and make a guy miss. He's not Travis Kelsey level, but he can, we've seen him do some things. You know what I mean? And he has that connection, like he has the read with Burrow. Like when he said, like, oh, we're running it when in the Jaguars game. He caught that big pass. Burrow like looked at him like, what to run, and I'm
You know
throwing
what
it
it
to you.
is.
Yeah, he did
Like,
it to him
and
in Minnesota game too.
you know what I'm saying? So like
In
those
the
are
overtime.
he's a big X factor
He's the
because
heart
of
of the
his
team.
chemistry in a way. Yeah, heart of the team too. And then also on offense, well, I mean, I was gonna say Tyler Boyd, but just to mix it up, I'm gonna say my man Samaje P. Ryan. If he can do like it when he's in there, if he can perform, because they're not gonna be looking at him to provide a big burst, even after that screen. You know what I mean? And I feel like the screen game is going to be another thing. So if he can produce anywhere near similar to what he did that game, if he can get you a touchdown, if you get a touchdown out
That
of
was a
Samaje
great
P. Ryan
touchdown.
off a screen game,
Clutch.
If he can produce without running a screen the wrong direction, if we can
right?
if we can
That's
get rid of that
bro.
play,
That's
we're
what I'm
good.
saying. If he can, like, that's what I say. That's why it's an X factor, right? Because if he performs, that's one of those little things that we need to go right, right? That you can't account for because you're too busy accounting for all the other main weapons, So
Right.
that's a big thing. And on defense, to me, X factor is going to be sorry, X factor is going to be
Okay.
Mike Hilton to me. Because for the reasons that I brought up before, because if he can do a good job, he's going to have to cover Cooper Cup, like he's going to in the slot, and they're going to maybe they'll blitz every whenever they get an opportunity to. And if he can get home on an X factor play like a blitz and cause a hurried pass or a tipped or interception or something like that, and cause Stafford to make a mistake when he's not expecting it, because everybody knows how much we respect Cup. They don't like it's when Hilton comes on the blitz, it's going to be unexpected because you're going to expect him to drop with Cup. You know what I mean? Because of
Yeah.
our reverence for him. So that's going to be an X factor play, just like the same way when Lou drew up that in the first Chiefs game, when Lou drew up that all out blitz on Mahomes in the red zone, he was like, no way they do this, right? And then he was surprised by it. I feel like Mike Hilton is going to have an opportunity, one of those times where they're going to be like, no way you're going to disrespect Cup and leave him one-on-one with Von Bell and a linebacker or something like that. You know what I mean? And one of those plays, you're gonna have to do it. And hopefully my man Hilton can make a big play right there, man. But no,
Okay.
to me, those are my X factors.
I want to also
Okay.
throw in on Hilton, too. Don't underestimate Hilton in coverage, because Hilton in coverage this season and zone coverage too, mainly zone coverage actually, but in zone coverage with Mike Hilton, him and Shidobi Awuzie are literally the top two corners in all of football according to Pro Football Focus.
Right. He showed
in
out in
zone
that Raiders
coverage.
game.
Yeah, for sure. Mike Hilton, he has the ability to cover these guys like well. Like at the beginning of the season, I say the first half, Mike Hilton was kind of iffy on the coverage. He'd get beat quite a few times, but he also make a few plays, so it was okay. But we didn't see him as what advanced that well in the coverage. But ever since the bye week, Mike Hilton in like coverage, like even man on man on 1-on-1, he's been great. Like he's
Great.
been playing great. And you see it in the Chiefs game too, especially the Chiefs game, because he got put on Tyreek Hill a few times. And on Tyreek Hill, he was clamping him the whole way. He was like right on him. He
Yeah,
was
his
making life
timing was
difficult for him.
great. His
They
And
drop
timing
like
was
so
and
great.
he was a critical part of making sure that Tyreek Hill got no catches and no yards in the second half.
yeah,
Two of the targets to Tyreek Hill in the second half, one of them was to Mike Hilton, and Mike Hilton was following him the entire way over the thing. So don't think Mike Hilton won't give Coop problems. I think Cooper Kupp's going to get his. I think it's inevitable that Kupp and OBJ will get his, but don't think Mike Hilton won't make life like extremely difficult on them, because I feel like he's going to make life really difficult for him.
Nah, I feel that.
and
I feel that definitely.
especially if they play one of the things that they switched up on in the second half of that Chiefs game, they started playing zone with man principles is what I learned it was called, is where you would play zone but you would sticky to the person until they were out of your zone, as opposed to just running to your zone and then playing up to the ball. That's where Cooper Kupp eats, and that's where he gets a lot of yak too, because he can make guys miss. He'll find a soft spot, get there, make a little move here or there, and he gets all that yak too. So that's another thing. We got some pretty sure tacklers, so especially Mike Hilton is a pretty good tackler as well.
I play some
So
soft zone. That's
Yeah,
I'm saying. Play
because
yeah,
some
Cooper
soft
Cup,
zone.
he real
well,
shifty. He a shifty receiver.
right.
That's why I wanted to go back to what I was about to say. This was earlier with the Jamar Chase with the Jalen Ramsey matchup. Like I said, I don't know if Jalen Ramsey do good with wide receivers that's nice with their feet. Do you get what I'm saying? So that's why I think it's gonna be kind of hard for him to match up against Jamar Chase. I could guarantee. I could pretty. I
You're
can't
gonna
say
have to be
100.
patient.
I can't say 100% that they'll double team him, but I'm pretty much 90% sure that I think they're gonna double team him.
They
'Cause
gonna yeah.
his feet. He too nice with his feet. Like, I
Yeah.
know Jalen Ramsey. He can't handle wide receivers that's good with their feet. So
And before and just to add to that, like I was saying before, the feet, man. You know, the feet work is it's intimidating, and it also can mislead you
just like
at certain
Chad
times.
Johnson, boy.
That's
But
what Ochocinco called it too, right? Feet work.
Yeah, feet
yeah,
work.
Yep.
But
feet
it's
work, man.
ridiculous.
It's a
You
big
gotta
one.
look at that. That's
You
the
gotta look at
Yeah,
that.
for sure. And another thing I think that we should also look out too is Rams have had some fumbling problems this playoffs. Cooper Kupp had a fumble. Cam Akers has fumbled quite a bit too, I believe. So I mean, when you look at
So yeah,
that
I feel you.
versus a team like ours, which when I look at it, especially in the Raiders game too, I mean, every single tackle they were going for, you see at least 2 to
Stripping
3 guys
the
gang
ball.
up on them, and they're like always digging at the ball trying to get it out.
Yeah.
I tell you,
So
I tell
especially
you that
Pratt.
right now.
if I'm
Especially
the
Pratt.
Rams,
Pratt.
I'm running fumbling
Yeah.
drills all over these 2 weeks, man.
I
Like,
low
there's-
key wanted to say Pratt was my X factor for that reason.
Yeah.
And
I
it's
can-
weird
I know.
because it's a dichotomy, right? Because
Yeah.
there's been times where like when they were rushing for those 6 yards of carry and whatnot, like we could have got the guy down, but they were keeping him
Yeah,
up
they be
trying
arm
to
tackling.
trying to
Yeah.
strip the ball out, and it gives
Yeah.
him like 3
3
extra
more
yards or
yards.
something like that.
Yeah.
So that's another thing to look out for. But
Yeah.
guys, I think my son's growing rather
Yep.
impatient, and I'm gonna have to I'm gonna have to roll
You're
out
gonna have to
here.
wrap
Yeah,
this
yeah.
up.
Hey,
Yeah,
nice
of
That's
talking
course.
cool,
to y'all,
man.
man. Nice talking to y'all.
Of course. Let's tell them where to find you, Almighty Mac.
Oh, yeah. So I'm on Twitter. That right now, this is pretty much the only thing I'm doing is Almighty_Allmac ALMAKK. Yeah. From there, you follow me if you like funny stuff or what I think is funny, anyways, or our Bengals related content. Then I'm a good follow.
And also
I'm
hear you
looking at.
talking some spaces too, right?
Yeah, I'm in spaces. I love to talk stuff. I get kind of excitable sometimes, and not always calm, cool, and collected like this is. But yeah, those are the places you can find me, man. And give me a follow, and I'll be sure to follow you guys as well. But outside of that, you guys have a great one, and who they?
Who
All right,
they?
man. We'll
Oh,
holler
yeah.
at
You
you.
have a nice
Yep,
day,
yep.
man. And Phil, can you tell us where to find you at maybe?
Yeah, mine pretty simple, man. I really ain't on social media like that. I'll put mine in the comments if anybody looking for it. But I know you can find me in Cincinnati. You can find me in the jungle. You can find me somewhere Bengal related. Who they?
Yes,
Yeah.
sir.
And before we get out of here, Phil, I want to let you know I got season tickets for next year. So
Let's go.
you
in there. You know I'm
yeah,
in
we
there.
in there.
No,
Most
I'm in
definitely.
Yes,
Yeah,
sir.
I think everybody should know where to find me. If you don't, link in the description. I'm on Twitter. I have a YouTube channel of my own. Make sure you look out for all that stuff. Hopefully I can get a video pumped out Wednesday. But anyway, Rax, I'll let you close this out, man.
All right, man. We about to get out of here. Make sure y'all subscribe, like, and follow. Follow my man Vince. Follow my man Phil. Make sure you follow your boy Rax. And we about to get up out of here, man. We'll see y'all Thursday. We
Who
up
they?
out of here.
Who they?
It's that jungle
It's who they,
fever.
baby.
Yeah, it's that jungle fever, baby. Yeah, it's that jungle fever, baby. Yeah, yeah, baby.
Want them one in the clutch. We don't give a what.